Hey, it's Marin, and this is the January 2020 monthly forecast for Taurus Risings. So we'll get started first with what the astrology transits for the month are, what the important days and energies will be for you as a Taurus Rising. Then we will look at the tarot cards, all the oracle and law of attraction cards to see what guidance is coming through for you to navigate this month. So starting out overall for this month, there definitely is an important distinction being made for you based on what dreams you had and how those have changed now, and what then career shifts you're being asked to make to honor what your long-term trajectory actually is. So as we start out at the beginning of the month on the 3rd, Mars will enter your Sagittarius 8th house, which is bringing more increased drive, accomplishment, or maybe conflict into your area of life of shared finances. So especially if you were born during the day, I would be careful for some conflict or some scuffles and mishaps having to do with joint financial matters in your world, and just being prepared to be more flexible and patient around those financial things. On the 9th, the Sun conjoins Mercury in a Cazimi in your 9th house, which is an illuminating burst of energy. Maybe you are being recognized for something like a higher educational degree, something is coming to light regarding foreign travel, you're being allowed the chance to make some long-term goal realized. So some illuminating information is coming into your house of higher aspirational goals. On the 10th, Uranus stations direct in your 1st house. So with Uranus in your 1st house, this is definitely a few years of radical changes regarding self-image, physical body, and how you think of your identity. So over the past few months with Uranus retrograde, you've been revisiting what changes you've already made, but starting on the 10th for the next few months, you will be making new changes, moving forward with new adjustments regarding you, yourself, your physical body, or however you consider your egoic identity. On the 12th, Saturn conjoins Pluto in your 9th house, with Mercury conjoining the Saturn-Pluto conjunction as well, which is definitely a final limited crisis of boundary and implosion happening in your house of long-distance travel, higher aspirational goals, foreigners, authority figures, higher education, those things outside of yourself that involve dreams and achieving goals. And the sun is like shining down upon me as I'm talking about kind of this grim aspect, but I'm here for it. Indicating that this is not only a time of solidifying what the transformation happening for you actually is, but it's also a time of communicating about it or making it known what steps you need to take intellectually to make the most out of this transformation in a very dreamlike and a very goal-oriented part of your sky. On the 13th, the Sun then conjoins that Saturn-Pluto conjunction, which means that you are coming more into light with this transformation. How are you identifying with this change, and what steps are really being embodied by you right now in your life? On the 13th, Venus enters Pisces in your 11th house, bringing some more harmony and ease into your networking world of groups, alliances, and socializing, which will be a focus heading into the later part of this month. And then on the 16th, Venus enters Aquarius in your 10th house, which will then square Uranus as well on the 18th in your 1st house. So that some need to communicate in your career world could be at odds with a need for you to rebel or make your identity known in a jarring way. Say what you need to say without imposing any agenda of trying to change someone or be rebellious for the sake of shock. And if that means waiting a few days to feel a more centered, more calm energy, trust that big changes will be happening. You will be speaking your mind in your career world, but that does not mean you have to project your egoic need to validate yourself onto that, basically. And if you feel rushed, take a step back. On the 20th, the Sun then enters Aquarius, and on the 22nd, it will square Uranus again. So there is more focalization into a public part of your sky about career and asking how your changes regarding goals will be applied to your career world, what your day-to-day appearance in the public eye is. But that doesn't mean you have to make those changes right here and now to be the most shocking. It just means that you do have to tune into what your personal authenticity will mean. And if that takes a bit of time to ponder, trust that. On the 24th, there's a new moon in your Aquarius 10th house, a time to plant those seeds regarding what that big, fresh newness is in your career world, because there's been so much upheaval in your long-term goals and maybe your foreign plans and your education, that what does that look like implemented for what you personally want to be known for in the world? It's a time to set those intentions on the 24th. On the 25th, Venus will square Mars between your 11th and 8th houses, so do be aware of maybe some money coming through organizations that might be hindered by commitments that you have with a partner or through a shared financial world. Do look for something being at odds with achieving your goals in a social world versus some type of setback in your shared financial world. On the 27th, Venus will also conjoin Neptune in your 11th house, so definitely some dreamy, maybe delusional energy in your social world, coupled within Mars squaring that Neptune in your 27th, or on the 27th in your 11th house. So again, be wary of something nagging at you in your shared financial world that disrupts maybe some lack of clarity or lack of being realistic in your social world. Those two things are paired nearing the end of the month. So this month has to do with what are your goals that have radically changed, what is the reality that you're facing in terms of the path that you need to take to reach those goals, and what does that look like in practice in your career. So with that being said, let's look at a tarot card, see what comes up for Taurus Risings. Ooh, okay, this makes a lot of sense. We have the Five of Pentacles, and this card, it is called the Lord of Worry, but it's funny as well because this is the first decan of Taurus. This card is associated with the first third, the first 10 degrees of Taurus, and Uranus is there right now in Taurus. You can't make this shit up. This has to do with making a decision, using your intellect to choose a certain path. It really is a card of deciding on something. Decide on that often, I'm dropping the card. It's deciding to fly away. Stay grounded in what you know will accommodate and nurture your long-term path, even if that's scary for what you think your identity might look like when you do that. Now let's pull a Work Your Light Oracle deck card and see what Oracle guidance is coming through. I really hope that is this really fucking up my lighting right now, all this sun? I can't tell if the sun is majorly fucking up this video right now or if it's, I don't know, we'll see. We have Break the Chain, Ancestral Patterns, Healing, Rewriting the Future. This goes hand in hand with all this Uranus shit going on. Break that cycle. Don't take it as an opportunity to rebel against anything. Think more, what are you living for your authentic self. And finally, let's pull a Law of Attraction card. See what you are attracting this January. I can learn to prioritize my intentions. It is important for you to identify which intentions you most want to fulfill, because as you prioritize, you give your singular attention to what is most important, and as you give that your singular attention by the law of attraction, you attract power unto that intention that is most important to you. I love this because you are deciding what actually matters for you to focus your intention on to fulfill your long-term external goals. So with that being said, I hope this was helpful, and if you did find it helpful, like, subscribe, hit post notes, do all the things, and check out my private astrology consultations down below because I would love to read for you. I would love to hear from you in the comments as to what crazy shit is happening for you as a Taurus rising, honestly, because I know it's things are happening. Otherwise, I will see you next month.